Hey everybody, and welcome to another video of the Almoran project. But I know you're just looking at a picture right now, but I wanted to show you the difference in 1.12 to 1.15.2 in Conquest Reforged. So as you can see here, this is the 1.12 version that you saw in the last video, and this right here is the 1.15 version. As you can see, it's a lot different, it's a lot better. So let's just get on with the walkthrough, shall we? Alright everybody, so as you can see in that before and after picture, the scenery changed, but now I'm going to give you an up close and personal view of the interiors of this village. Now I really like the way that it came out, and we are using Conquest 1.15.2 in this video and also future videos, so it's going to be really cool to see the difference in the new changes that we can do. Straight off the bat though, I do want to show y'all Better Foliage is not updated for 1.15. So you can see here Conquest Reforged team have actually made their own like leafy models and tree models that have customizable branches that go in a bunch of different degrees, like straight 45, 60 degrees, 30 degrees I think. Just stuff like that. It makes the trees once you can craft them look a lot more realistic. You see here the branches are a little goofy looking, but that's only because they were 1.12 trees ported over on the conversion. But you know, going up this path, I want to show y'all the village, and I'm going to show y'all a few of the blocks along the way, this being one of them. So this is one of the new barrel blocks, and you can see it's destroyed here, and if we take out this little debug stick, you can actually change positions on it and do some really cool stuff. It's just, you know, it's a really nifty design, and this debug stick is really awesome in terms of adding some variety to the items by changing their positions and changing their block states, which is really cool. But what we'll do is we'll go in through the main entrance, and then we will go into each house, and they're all kind of the same, but we'll get there. So of course here, you know, this is new. We have the hay and a pitchfork in here. This is going to be the horse stable. So I'll put a little bit of water, some hay in here to keep it dry, and some apples because horses love apples. And I know they're not supposed to eat them all the time, but these guys have a pretty big spot for them. So I just, once again, I just like this. It's a small little building for the horses or cattle or something like that, just to put a few in there overnight. But here we are going into the square, and now I had this slightly decorated in the last video, but this is going to obviously be much more detailed, and thanks to 1.15 and its new blocks, we were able to really change things up. So what I want to do is I want to go into this house first, but I want to show you the outside blacksmith. Now this is the lore came from Dark Lord Auron, which excuse me, came from the comments in the last video. And so this is Daffur's Forge, and he's a blacksmith who is going to have some really cool lore built in, and it's going to be a really neat little addition to the world. But right off the bat, you know, we have the big furnace right here. You know, we have some tools hanging up. We have a hammer to belt out some steel and make it straight or do whatever. A little bit of water bucket to cool it down, and of course a little bellow on the backside here. And of course a grinding stone. So yeah, I like the way the beams, we did this little like fence kind of thing. I've never done something like that before, but I really like the way that it came out with the overhang coming from the roof. And of course we have some new tanning rack designs, which are awesome. Looks like they got like a deer or something like that, like some small deer. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in the house now. Now right off the bat, you can see here we have a hallway, and then we're gonna go take a left into the kitchen here. So, you know, we have some new candle models, which is really great. They put off the same amount of light, it looks like, but, you know, just having more than one or two candles is just really wonderful. We have a window leading out to the blacksmith, a little table there, and then this is the kitchen. So this little honey pot is new, great new block addition. This wicker basket, also new, a wonderful addition, love it. And then we have these cabinets. Now, the cool thing about these cabinets is you can see they are open, and if you right-click on them, you can move them around, which is wonderful for variety and changing things up and just really adding a little bit more atmosphere into the builds. But this is the kitchen area. We're going to go down in the hallway. We actually have some new book models. Looks a little bit more cluttered. Looks way more 3D. Love the way that they came out. And we're going to go up the stairwell here. Now this is going to lead us to the second story. So as you can see, we have some really cool railing going across the top here. We have the windows, some nice little seating area, and then we have this new table model, which is really nifty. I like the way it's very ornate, very classy, but it comes out really well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the bedroom here. So this is the spare bedroom, and you can see we just have some nice dressers and things like that. And we have a shelving, a vase, stuff like that. Now this blacksmith does have money. He is not super wealthy, but he is very comfortable in his finances, and that is because he provides metal to the surrounding area using a special alloy which makes his weapons better quality than most. Now where he gets them from, you'll find out in the next 1 or 2 videos. But here we have the master bedroom, and you can see here we have these really cool shutters. So there's all the shutters now can open in these different I guess block states would be the word for it, but it just looks really cool because you can customize. I see like that one, if I wanted to I could, but I like it shut, only having one open. Up here we have some additional shelving, and of course a chest and a little fruit basket up here, just in case they get hungry in the middle of the night. They can you know, reach up with a stick or something, because Minecraft people are short, and they could grab it. So that's pretty much the blacksmith house, and I think it came out pretty well. It's pretty cool. And what I'm gonna do now is just kind of take you along both sides. So right here, of course, you know, we have some clothes out in the wash, you know, hanging out to dry. We have a little cart here that might go to town, trade for some supplies. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come around this side, and we are going to check out this area. So you can see the back area is very cluttered. We have some wood, we have some compost stations with some flies, because compost smells gross and bugs love it. The whole point of a compost is for the bugs to break it down, and that's exactly what they're doing in this area. You can see here we have some fodder and things like that over here in the corner, and some more compost bins on the back side. And of course you can go around, but the clothesline is a little too short and you won't actually be able to walk it, but in theory you could. This is another new addition, these vases. They used to just be like that, so now you can actually change them to different block states, and it adds a really cool feature to add some more clutter. Instead of just having one fill up a space, now you can have 2 or have one on the ground, which is really great. And of course a carpenter box here. Love it. I wish I could throw some tools in there. That'd be really cool, but you know, maybe we'll do that. We'll be able to do that later. So here in the square we have this big old massive tree. You know, we have just some small areas around it. We have a cart and a little chicken coop hanging out right here. Right, just little baby chickens. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna go on into this second home. So as soon as you walk in, of course, we have a giant old pig roasting on the fire. Really great addition. I mean, you know, I tried to make this one a little deeper for the fireplace. Love the way it came out. A small little table where you could eat. This is not a large family. They're a small one, but they have a really nice kitchen. Once again, you have that fruit basket. We have a cauldron. We have a towel for, you know, wiping off your hands after a long day's work. Some jams, just stuff like that, kind of fill in the area. Once again, these cabinets, changing them up. But I love having them open. Once again, adding a little bit of detail. What we're going to do now is we're going to go down this little hallway. You can see we have a new kind of vase thing. It is called the Egyptian flower pot, and it looks really, really cool. Love the design on there. The color contrast is great with those muted colors. And here we have the first bedroom. So once again, very small. We have the little dresser here and a little cabinet for like medicinal purposes and things like that. And if I could get out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go through here. So right as soon as you walk in here, it's a small little hallway, and I tried to do these like shelving, like flower pots, but I really like being able to change these flowers. So with the debug stick, you can actually change the layers in which these flowers sit on an object, and that is so they go on the grass layers and ground layers for Conquest Reforged without them floating like they used to. It's a really great touch, very good idea, very great design. And then we have the master bedroom. Now once again, we have some cabinets up top. We have a nice little dresser with a candle hanging up right here next to the clothing. So like, we'll put some clothing there. And there we go. And of course a little mirror here, so a little vanity pretty much. Very simple, very basic, but these extra blocks are you know, allowing for a lot more detail in these worlds. And it's just going to be a really great addition. I'm leaving all the previous projects as is, so all the new ones will have all these updated blocks and everything. So we'll go into this house real quick, then we'll check out this one and just keep moving down the village. So moving into this house, you can see a little bit of that candle lights coming out of the doorway. I'm not sure how to fix that. I'm sure there's a way. But of course we have this kitchen area. Once again, we got some raw meat, you know, being needed to be cooked. We have these really cool shelving and, you know, the dining table there. But I like the way that these new trap doors, these birchwood slotted shutters, add a little bit of a variety, a little bit of a design difference. I wanted to make that look different. You can see it's got these wood ramps and they're facing downward, but it just looks really cool. So, you know, once again, cabinet space, cauldron, the basic stuff that you see in most of my builds. And then going into the bedroom, this bedroom's really cool. So we have this new chest here as well. You can open and close it. Really nifty. We have a bunk bed, some books on the ground, some inkwell for drawing or writing, candle up on the shelf. And then, of course, we have some dressers with another carpenter box hanging out right there. Now, I just use the carpenter boxes as just extra storage, something like in The Witcher you would find, you know, like a broken broom or rake or something in. But, of course, the bedroom is just for the whole family. 1 or 2 adults with 1 to 2 children, just kind of depending, preferably 2, I would assume, since they have bunk beds. But going out of here, then we're going to check this house here. And once again, we got a little clothesline coming out up front. And as soon as you walk in here, you know, we have some vases, some small sitting area, and this really creepy painting. So that looks like a crucifix. But the thing is, it's the Conquest Reforged symbol, which is tripping me out, but it's really cool. It's a very nice touch. We got some birds floating up and flying out in the sky ahead. Really, really kind of grim painting, but really cool. And then here, of course, we have the fireplace. We have the kitchen area, you know, with some more pots and some bread that's just freshly out of the oven. And we have some shelving up here with some jams and whatnot. And then, of course, the dining room table with a little bit of cheese for them to munch on. And, of course, this really cool flag. It's just a painting, but it looks nifty. And then, of course, we have the bedroom. So this has 2 or 3 beds in it. And you can see it's very cluttered, very spacious in its own way. Plenty of cabinetry, once again, dressers, storage units, chests up there, all that good stuff. But like I said, these blocks are just adding a very good variety to the world, and it just really makes it worthwhile. If you haven't checked out 1.15.2, it is a public release, so you can now get it for free instead of having to have or to subscribe to their Patreon page. So once again, here we go, going down this little area. This little section is for this house. They're hunters. Obviously, a lot of these people in this area are hunters. So we have a little bit of, you know, clunky storage space. We have a little area there that's kind of been forgotten. You know, grass is overgrown a good bit. Tanning racks once more. This one's been out in the heat a little bit too long. But then we have a bear hide hanging out and some meat ready to dry so they can be salted down, stored away, and, you know, used whenever they get too hungry. This is actually a storage building that my daughter helped me design on the interior. She did a great job. She loves Minecraft, so she was like, let me help you. I was like, all right, cool. And I say she did a pretty damn good job. It looks fantastic. You know, we have tons of meat hanging up. We got a little bit of blood where the meat would be draining. Some tobacco, broom, a sword, a bow with some arrows over there for hunting. And it just looks really cool. You know, it's very cluttered, but it's such a great space, and I love the atmosphere in this area. It just really comes together. Like when you walk in, you have the hanging meats, the herbs, all that kind of stuff just kind of stored in, but not so cluttered that you can't walk in it. I think it was a really cool place. So here we have this small area here. Now this tree was once again copy and pasted from 1.12 before the conversion, so that's why it kind of looks funky. But like this right here, you can tell that's an example of the branches that you can do, just as like tips for like dead trees, and maybe put some grass around or some leaves around it and stuff like that. But there you go. And of course we have this small area, the cart pushed up against it, and going down into this pathway here, we have the poop area. So this is where they would take feces from the humans, the animals, all that good stuff, and they would make it into manure to fertilize everything. And it just works out well because, you know, you do what you got to do to make your plants grow and your crops, you know, bountiful. But here we have, once again, just a small little side area. You can see here we have some barrels, you know, chests, vase, just tons of stuff kind of cluttered around. And then, of course, more fodder layer. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, I know this walkthrough was kind of quick, but I didn't want to take forever on it. So let me do this little fly around real quick. So this is what we've done to the village. It looks way more fleshed out, just way more alive, and it's really great. And it's a good testament to how 1.15 has improved the Conquest Reforged identity and everything. Oh, and actually, look real quick. Let me show you this real quick. You see this dead tree here? Yeah, this is going to be like a small little, not Easter egg because it doesn't go towards anything, but just a little bit of lore. There are 2 graves here, and we have a wither rose in between it, and of course this dead tree with the lantern. So what this is this is going to have in the lore, you know, 2 twins passed away at a very young age, but the reason that they did is because they were cursed. So the family, trying not to spread the death to all the surrounding area, fenced it off, and the fence has actually contained this spread. So that's why the barrels are broken down. They're beaten up. You know, we have a little bit of water here collected from the rain, but there's no way in or out of this. And the family did that on purpose because, once again, I'm still reading the lore for it, but it is a curse, and they have contained it luckily. So you have this one dead tree and this beautiful valley full of greens and yellows and everything. And yeah, it's just, you know, it adds a little bit of creepiness to the whole thing. But once again, I'll finish this fly around for you. And yeah, I mean, that's the village now. Like I said, I'm really happy about it. If any of y'all need to check out 1.15, you definitely should. It's definitely worth it. And of course, you know, thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for staying tuned and checking out the interiors and everything. The future videos will probably be in 1.15, so definitely stay tuned for that. I may or may not update the server. I'm looking into how I can do that with the mods that I have installed and security measures, so I will keep you updated on that as well, so you can enjoy the server in all its glory going forward. Of course, thank you to all my Patreons, subscribers. Y'all really help this channel out and you support everything, so thank you so much. And of course, if you like this all, definitely, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, comment below on what you'd like to see, and kind of, you know, how you like this video. Since it was the first 1.15 video, just let me know how I did. You know, I want some critiques on here on how I can make it better. So thank you so much for watching. Y'all are fantastic. This is, of course, the Legendary Porpoise signing off. I hope all of y'all have a good day and happy gaming.